Sharing Repton was a project run by the Gardens Trust to pilot ways of helping more people enjoy and value our historic parks and gardens. It was funded by a grant from the National Lottery Heritage Fund. The Gardens Trust ran a series of events around the country, introducing different groups to local historic landscapes, which many of them hadn't even visited before. The events took inspiration from the celebrations of the work of Humphry Repton, who died 200 years ago. He was one of our most influential landscape gardeners, designing around 400 English landscapes and gardens. Blaise Castle, near Bristol, is a folly on a country house estate. We visited with an enthusiastic group of Somali families who live locally. The walk from the house up through the trees was rewarded for the kids by the view from the battlements. Afterwards they played our garden history Lucky Diptych game, explored the kitchen gardens and saw the vegetables growing for their pizza lunch. At Wicksteed Park in Northampton, guests from the Wellingborough Community Centre joined us for a family excursion to this amusement park, which was created by Repton as parkland. 3 generations heard about Humphry Repton's work from our volunteers and learned how to measure trees and recognise designed views. Oh, and there were cakes and lollies too. In Norfolk, we held a Heritage Open Day at the first landscape Repton designed, Catton Park. Over 600 visitors enjoyed activities such as painting the Repton landscape, a photography exhibition, a children's garden design competition, belly dancing, and a myriad of multicultural stalls from local community groups. We recruited a crack team of people in the Black Country who were keen to learn more about their local park, Whalley Woods. We ran a series of workshops where they learned how to read a landscape, do research, write it up and share it. These superb new volunteers then organised an open day where they shared their new knowledge with their community. We also brought 90 10 to 11-year-old children from a nearby primary school to the park. We showed them how to recognise the historic landscape, use archive material and understand its heritage value. They produced an impressive exhibition of what they'd learned for their parents. Our final event was in London, where a local refugee group spent an autumn day at Kenwood. There we talked about being a stakeholder in historic open spaces, volunteering and conservation issues like protecting views and tree management. On a follow-up day, the group planted roses in Russell Square, also designed by Repton, giving them a tangible stake in the historic landscape. Our historic gardens and landscapes are a shared heritage for all of us to enjoy. This project has shown us how we can encourage more people to visit and value that heritage. We've learnt that it is pleasurable and useful to share our enthusiasm with others, and that historic parks and gardens are safer for being appreciated by more people.